Hi, it's Daniel Ofili. I'm going out on another adventure over in April 2017. I'm going to Colombia. I'm actually right now in Colombia itself. I'm just here kind of filming some pieces to camera. Now, the plan is to go to the wild in Colombia, survive out there naked. I haven't set how many days to do it in. It's kind of dependent, but I've got a few weeks to do it within. So I'm very excited to do this. Came into Colombia just yesterday and it's been very nice, it's been very hot. This is going to be a lot more different than it was in my other kind of challenges. This one I'm doing very much solo. This means I have to carry all the gear myself. I'm going to set up all the cameras and all the audio equipment myself. I have to keep it all charged, all myself. Which means one thing, I'm going to be even more splitting my time between the survival part compared to the filming part. It's going to be a bit more weighted towards the filming part now, which is going to take up a lot of my energy, which is difficult as, you know, like in a lot of survival TV shows, you know, they're kind of just being filmed by a camera crew, but because I'm doing it myself, it means I've got to split half my energy to survive. We really need 100% of your energy to survive, but I'm going to have half my energy focused on filming, which just means it's going to be difficult to kind of balance both and kind of be successful at both. I want to do my best. With there just being one of me as well, this means it's going to be a lot more mentally tough, because, you know, when there was two of us, it had the advantage of there being like how much pain I was in, or like when it was raining in the middle of the night and I was cold and shivering, I knew I had somebody else experiencing the exact same thing as I was experiencing, which is a lot more kind of comforting, because, you know, it kind of makes you stomach, because if he can do it, I can do it. If I can do it, he can do it. And there's two of you, you're in for it together. And there's always somebody else there to help kind of you know, call for rescues if it's needed, someone to help you kind of get through it, someone to help motivate you. But when it's by myself, it's all down to myself, and that's going to be the toughest part, because it will make you want to give up when it's by yourself, because you're not letting your teammate down, you're only letting yourself down. I find it much easier to let yourself down than it is to let someone else down, because it's all kind of on my shoulders now. Now there's going to be a lot of kind of dangers out here as well. In Colombia, there's, you know, malaria. I've got tablets for that, so that should hopefully, you know, avoid me from getting it, but that's not a complete preventative method. And we've got dengue fever, which there's no medication for, and there's also Zika virus, which there's no medication for. So that's going to be exciting with all the mosquitoes coming in, and by myself, I will be the sole target for all the mosquitoes on my naked skin. And I don't know if I mentioned before, but I will be doing it naked, as standard, and now to make it much more tough and much more difficult to sleep in. I won't be taking a machete or knife or any kind of form of cutting tool to make it a bit more harder. Not that it wasn't easy before, but it's going to be even harder now, because it'll be harder to make shelter, harder to catch animals, or, you know, catch lizards or anything along those lines. If I see a snake, I can't really kill it because I haven't got a knife or machete to do it safely, and I'm kind of by myself, which means that if I can't kill it safely, I can't really try to kill it at all. It's going to be difficult. There's also going to be caiman, anaconda, there's fer-de-lance snakes, which are one of the most deadly snakes in the world, one of the most poisonous ones in the world. There's a lot of tall grass, which means there's plenty of places for the snakes to hide. Dehydration is going to be a big issue. I will not be bringing any kind of metal container to collect water in, which means that it's going to be very hard to make water clean and potable to drink. I haven't decided exactly what gear I'm taking yet. I've still got stuff in my bags. As you know, I don't work for a large TV show. I don't have a studio budget. I don't have like producers. I don't have any like location scouts going to the area. I don't know what resources are there. That was a big issue with my last trip, as we didn't know what was there. We thought there's going to be more resources there, and it turned out there was very few resources there. There wasn't much life in the streams, the small rivers. There wasn't. We saw like the odd lizard. I only ate one lizard while I was out there. There wasn't much life, there wasn't much snakes, there wasn't much of anything in there. So this time I have to be a bit more prepared, but, you know, I'm going to do it with minimal gear and kind of go from there. I was excited for it, but also very scared. I think the night will be the hardest. It's just going to be very scary to sleep. I'm guessing on a jungle floor, because as I don't have a machete or a knife, I can't really make a complicated structure like or raised shelter, because I don't have a knife or machete to kind of cut down any trees, any branches to make anything too complicated. Sleeping's going to be a very dangerous time, because it's going to be dark, I won't be able to see, and I'm going to be by myself, and it's going to be very hard to get to sleep, and you know, if I get hurt, I can't get any help, and I can't leave the jungle at night because it's in the dark, like, you know, you can't see in the dark. So that's my biggest concern. The days should be hard, but, you know, I'm going to find the dehydration very difficult. The water won't be easy to get. Like in Malaysia, it was always raining, so you're always going to have a clean stream of water to drink, which we didn't really even have to purify. We filtered it, we purified it. This time, I feel like I'm going to have to find a way to get clean drinking water, as the rainfall will be quite low. It's coming to the end of the dry season over in this part of Colombia, which means that there might be quite a few less creatures out than there would be, you know, in the other kind of season when it's kind of a bit more temperate rain. I packed my bags, I'm excited to do this, you know, I've got my time off work. I'm very excited, but I have to be brave because there is a lot of dangers to this. People don't really do this without a studio backing them, without like doctors like a mile away in a camp with all that kind of help. But you've got to be brave, and it can be done, which is why I'm doing it. I'm going to achieve it, and I will absolutely smash it.
So this is my first day out in the wild again. I've been walking for a good 2-3 hours in the midday sun. It's kind of come down to sunrise. My whole plan has completely gone. You know, with any kind of survival challenge, you are going to essentially kind of plan it out in your mind. You look at the location on Google Maps, you're going to see what you see, and you think that that's what you're going to see when you get down to the ground, but it's very unreliable in that sense. The place where I'm at doesn't seem to have many resources, which means I am, for another, you know, for want of a better word, screwed. And I am knackered after walking for 2-3 hours in the midday sun. This is kind of different to a lot of other survival stuff that you see on TV, essentially because I have to carry my own bags, and that means it's a lot more weight. It makes walking a lot harder. So as you can see, it is kind of coming down to a sunset, which means that I'm going to need shelter. I don't have time to make one, I don't have the energy to make one, so I'm just going to be sleeping just out on the ground. You know, it's not ideal. I can't afford to make a fire at the moment because my fire relies on light and it's not sunny enough to make that fire. So I'm just going to get down and just try to sleep through the night. But then tomorrow I need to make a plan of exactly what to do and where to go, because I need a place with more resources. If I'm going to stay here for long term, I'm going to definitely need a place with a lot more resources, and this place will not do. That's it for now, but you know, that's it. My whole plan has gone to shit, if I'm honest. That's survival. Yeah, what plan you want? I'm getting very dehydrated as well, as you can tell. My mouth just feels so dry. I'm not enjoying this at all. This is absolute hell because this isn't where I want to be right now, and that is putting my stress levels up to here. See those kind of cool birds. Yeah, my stress levels are very high, and I'm gonna have to lighten up my bags because I might have to cross the river tomorrow. It's getting harder and harder to sleep now. It's getting colder and colder in the night. I just kind of shake myself just to stay warm. So many insects. Ah.